Welcome to Dipato. Tonight, we're having a spicy episode on the Dipato Show as we dive into the question on everyone's mind. Will September be a game changer for digital assets? Our special guest, the respected researcher, Mr. Mann, is going to bring his sharp insights and bold thoughts to the table.
Oh, and the table is going to be fire. From market potential impacts by legislation to the future of crypto, we're going to explore what's heating up this September and beyond. Expect a lively discussion, a real lively discussion. This chat's going to be lit. Hot takes and a splash of fun as we navigate the wild waters of digital finance. Tune in and dip your toes into the future. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for a weekly conversation that brings crypto to life. Let's go!
Welcome to Dipato. How you doing this evening, Simon? You are mute.
Muted. I am doing fantastic. My mic is not muted now. Broadcasting here live on IMU TV. And Melissa, something epic happened yesterday. Would you please share with the Diptoers, YouTube, and the folks watching on IMU TV what exactly took place last night that will never, ever, ever happen again?
We hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, Simon. We finally did it. With the help of Berserker and Uncle Buster and their show, The Boardroom, and also we went on Coffee Time before, and Let's Toe, yeah, Lex Lloyd. I went on and was chatting with those fellas and their Blue Crew. Shout out to the Blue Crew. Just a phenomenal group of people that go around to these different spaces, and they're really supporting everyone that are the content creators in the cryptocurrency world. And just thank you guys so much. And to everyone that has followed Dipato Show since day one, you guys are so important. You're part of the show. And this has been an organically grown show. We continue to grow every day, and we're so thankful. It's so cool to watch our family grow here at the Dipato Show, and so we just really want to say thank you. And
Thank you.
I'm celebrating, and it was very exciting, and at the same time I was like, well, this kind of feels like Christmas. You've been waiting, you've been buying the presents, you've been doing it together, the family. You're so tired by the time Christmas comes around. You're like, oh, all right, man, this is a nice gift. Thank you.
Yeah, when you sent the message last night, I was like, why is she sending me because it was
why is she texting 11, me in the middle of
the night? I'm
like,
it's 11:30 at night, East Coast. I'm on the West Coast here, so it's 8:30 my time. So I'm not quite ready to pass out, but I'm getting close. I see the phone. I'm like, what is she doing? What's going on? and I'm like, it says 1,000 subs in a champagne bottle. And I was like, oh, cool. Can I set my backpack down? I've been
Right.
hiking for days
Oh,
on this.
geez.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I felt the same way. But you know what? Honestly, to echo what you're saying, Melissa, Melissers,
Melissers.
um, a big shout out really to all the Dipatoers out there. If it really was, we wouldn't have this.
Nope.
We show up because you show up.
Yep.
We literally show up because you show up. And so thank you for showing up, because your guys' efforts, whether you stay here for a day, a season, or a lifetime, you're going to help the future people in crypto watch this channel. And it's
Yep.
because of you
Yep.
that your efforts have now locked us in at 1,000 subs. And to all of our guests, which, by the way, we have a very special guest tonight. We have a very special guest tonight, which I'm going to, of course, let Melissa do her beautiful intros as she always does. But to shout out to all of our guests, all the brave souls that gave Dipato a chance, and they came on and shared their truth, shared their projects, shared their experiences, and continue to do so every Wednesday night. We thank you as well, Melissa.
And let me
Let's
tell
go.
you, I do want to say too, just to add to that, is so proud of all of you. You know, people talk about our consistency because we are every Wednesday night. If you're new to watching this channel, we're live every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The audience is a big part of the show. And when we grow, you grow, right? You're showing your due diligence by coming and your consistency with encouraging shows like Dipato to get out there and inform the public. And so, you know, we're incredibly thankful for it. Oh, there you go. We got a little clappity clap. You want to run through some of these people that we've got? We've got like some great folks in the audience that I just want to give a shout out to real quick.
Sure. We now first in the chat. That doesn't mean you were first here, but first in the chat was Miss Kita's Brew TV. Yes, sir. Let's go. Kita. By the way, you can catch Melissa and Miss Kita here on Monday nights for, I believe it's the Digital Ladies Unleashed. Is that correct?
Unscripted.
I'm sorry.
We had our debut on Monday, guys, and again, it went without a hitch. It was fantastic. It's an hour-long show every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want to mention, this is our second show streaming live on imutv.tv.
Shout out to IMUTV.
So, guys, yeah, and they've added some more countries. I think they're up to 29 now. So
wow, big 29, 30's right around the corner, baby. Let's go.
Pretty awesome.
Let's go. Toasty's in the house tonight. Mr. Man tonight. I got to meet him in Houston at the Rigged premiere. That was a great show, by the way. He had the whole crew with him, and I believe the crew was Aquaman and Cyphrix as well, as I'm sure a few others. Zero's in the house tonight. What's good? Stone. Congratulations, brother.
Coffee and Crypto, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. X Spaces.
His 1 year Monday, next Monday. Do you know? I think he's close. He's real close.
Yeah, he's close.
His 1 year. Yeah, he's got his 1 year. Yeah, okay. Congratulations to Miss Stone. We got Kita in the house. We got Connie's in the house tonight. DCA Crypto Dave is in the house tonight. Megan T, always sweet Megan T. I love a good tea, don't you?
Yes.
Lloyd, my man Lloyd. Talk about a happy-go-lucky fella. Got a chance to meet him in Vegas. He's in the house tonight. The Nile is in the house tonight. Much love to a brother across the pond. Cheers, mate. God bless you. And too bad about your queen.
Love you, Nile.
Corn XRP. Corn's in the house tonight. What's good, Corn?
Hey, Ryan. What's up?
Ryan. What's good, brother man? Of course, there's this individual, the man, the myth, the legend. We're going to talk to him in just a few, I'm sure. Let's see. Who else? Oh, my brother, man. Oh, I love this dude. If you ever get this man trapped in a corner and you got some good scotch, T.O. Trini is in the house tonight, man. I love this dude. Him and his wife are really a pair. They are awesome. If you ever get a chance to sit down with them, please do that. XRP Renegade in the house tonight. What's good, brother? Fitzy Fitz up in the house tonight. What's good, my man? Love you, brother. We're going to be in Florida January. More on that later. I'm trying to see if I see anybody else. We got Crypto Glamour in the house tonight. What's up, sweetheart? And Jason, how you doing? How you doing? Woo!
Good evening,
Let's see. There's Rosemary. I was like, where's Rosemary? There's Rosemary. Love me some Rosemary. Good to see you, Lovey, in the house tonight. The Matt Riley coming by to see what the Mr. Man is going to say, huh? I see Mr. Matt Riley and Mr. Man's town hall that he has every Friday night. More on that. I'm sure Mr. Man will let us know where to do that a little bit later. Oh, and the Mike Welsh.
First time.
Woo!
Welcome,
First time
Mike.
caller, my man. Mr. Welch, welcome to the Dipato Show. Melissa, let's go.
We got TK Aguila, science fiction novelist, says, hi, Melissa. Thank you for the show. Well, thank you for coming. TK, by the way, has a beautiful voice. He joined us on karaoke on Saturday night. Gotta be karaoke. So, yeah, we're super excited. So let's get on with it. We got 80 people in here right now, chomping at the bit, ready to see who our special guests. And I'm going to tell you guys, a very special guest. He swings into the crypto scene with the agility of a superhero. He's not just any crypto enthusiast. He's the friendly neighborhood expert who dons a Spider-Man costume in all of his videos. Please join us in welcoming the amazing, the spectacular Mr. Man. He's known for his incredible ability to break down complex crypto concepts and his passion for Ripple XRP. And he's here to share his insights on some of the hottest topics in crypto world today and give his perspective on what he believes is in store for the month of September. So let's get ready for an engaging and informative conversation with the one, the only, Mr. Man.
Yeah!
Welcome to Dipato. Welcome back. How are you, Mr. Man?
I'm doing great. I've never had an intro like that. That's spectacular. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, well, you're worthy of a fantastic introduction. For those of you who don't know Mr. Man, he is just an avid researcher who provides documentations, links, sources to things, and he's really trying to get you to expand your thinking on how this whole world is connecting, in mostly the legislation aspects of it and how that's going to change. And nobody does it better. I'm going to tell you, Mr. Man, nobody does it better. So we're thankful to have you.
Thank you. I try to take the boring stuff and make it look sexy. I mean, nobody really likes regulations. No one likes to sit through 8 hours of Congress or any of these conferences. I do. I enjoy it. I bookmark those ones just so I can spend a couple days, watching it, taking notes and figuring out what they're talking about. Because some of the language there is like, that's a different sort of English, man.
Right? I mean, and words matter too, right, Mr. Man?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, depending on how you're reading things.
On your research, man, just to piggyback and echo what Melissa's saying, in which I know, since we're on IMU TV here, 29 different countries, going live right now. They don't know Mr. Man. They might say, why is this dude wearing a mask? And he has purpose and reasons, but his skill set is the beautiful obsessive compulsive behavior in research. He really understands systems, big systems, checklists, processes. If this happens, then these things must happen before this can happen, and we're not seeing that yet. At the legislative or governmental level, he has a background in working in certain departments with Mr. Man. Actually, would you mind just telling the folks over in the other 29 different countries we're broadcasting to live on IMU TV a little bit about your background and how that relates to what Melissa and I are saying, which is top notch? You make the legislation look dead sexy.
Absolutely. So for starters, I need to make sure I put it out there. It's been a while since I've said it. For everyone who hasn't seen me yet, and for the people who have seen me and know who I am just a grown-ass man in a Spider-Man mask. That's all I am. I'm a researcher by day and a sleeper by night. No, essentially, my background is, so I've gone to school for aviation management. I had done a 3-year advanced program with co-ops. From there, I had joined up with this aviation group itself. I worked for 5.5 years in air paramedic and air charter. And in doing so, for my position, I was, I guess, positioned as technical records and quality assurance. So I was the sole individual that kept the maintenance company, afloat through audits, through checklists, through when the governing body came for these, random audits. I was the one who was making sure all the maintenance was done in accordance with the way that we state that we are going to be doing it, in accordance with our standard operating procedures. So when it came to regulations, I understood regulations. I had to teach myself the financial side of things, the financial plumbing. So I legitimately just lateral from aviation over to financial at that point there. So I guess if I'm going to jump into this, I want to take you guys through an excerpt of what I put out today in my Patreon group there. And I want to take you through a timeline of September, if you will, okay? So I'm going to break this down into a narrative, a story narrative to help build the picture of what I'm trying to relay across to all the people out there. September 1st to the 7th, 2025, the switch is flipped. The month opens with enforcement, market structure, and tokenization all landing at once. Treasury tightens Iran oil smuggling sanctions and calls out continued effort to block evasions. So think of it as the compliance drumbeat that keeps pushing payment rails toward traceability. There's logic, there's reasoning now that we need traceability. Things are happening. We need to know what's going on. We need eyes on what's going on there. The CFTC enters its unusual one commissioner moment there. Can I share screen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Share
That'd be fantastic. We can do that.
Okay. Share screen. There we go. Okay. So this happened. Today's the 3rd. I don't know if you guys can see this on my screen there. There we go. So this is happening. This is taking place today. Commissioner Kristen Johnson announces departure from the CFTC. Let me see if I can find that date in here.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm like,
so many things. As I previously,
there it is. Yeah.
As I previously shared in a statement earlier this year, my term of service ended in April 2025. My last day of the commission will be September 3rd, 2025. So that being said, only Commissioner Carolyn Pham remains. One person in the CFTC remains. So you can imagine the bottleneck that the CFTC is going to be experiencing now. So you're going to see all the weight shift over to the SEC, to the Treasury, to the Fed, while the CFTC figures their, life out. So staff coordination with the SEC becomes the backdrop for crypto market guardrails while political appointments begin to catch up. On the same day, Ondo Finance turns on tokenization with over 100 plus US stocks and ETFs. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys here.
I mean, these are all things that are definitely going to impact Ondo Spotlight.
So they have it here. They don't have it here. Okay, but Ondo today, they had just announced that. And you could see one of my friends had messaged me earlier today, and he's like, why is Google spiking? Why is Google shooting up right now? And I said, well, first off, they token Google, Apple, Tesla, all of these stocks got tokenized now. So they're reaching new people in the market. And the people that they're reaching in the market, stablecoin users. Who are stablecoin users? The you and me of the world, the people who understand what's going on. We're not going to go buy traditional stocks. I am still, but we're not typically going to go buy traditional stocks. We'll go to the tokenized realm to go purchase these stocks, these shares, these ETFs now in a Web3 manner. Because why? I prefer to trust that over this. I can do more with this than with that.
Because in theory, and I'm saying theory for a reason, it's in our digital possession. Token gets sent to your wallet, and voila, you have it like the days of old. When a stock ticket got written out, you got the bloody paper. And if you wanted to sell it, you had to bring the paper back in like the early 1900s.
No doubt.
That's awesome. Awesome.
A few hours ago, the Fed had come out with a statement as well. The Federal Reserve Board announced that it'll host a conference on payment innovation on Tuesday, October 21st. This came out just today as well. So the Fed announced on October 21st, Payments Innovation Conference focused on stablecoins, DeFi, tokenization, and AI in payments. And that's the central bank publicly inviting the private sector to plug modern rails into the official system. Pardon me, I got like this frog in my throat. I don't know what's going on there. At the data layer now, at the data layer, we have
Federal Reserve plus a conference on payments.
There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Yep.
So at the data layer, the U.S. Department of Commerce and Chainlink begin to collaborate, not only with just Chainlink, but also one of our favorites, Stellar. Both of these will be moving GDP or extracting data for GDP on chain now. So lovely.
Listen,
so financial contracts.
Can we stop there for a second? Can we stop right there? Yeah. Can we stop right there? So, Mr. Man, I want you, if you could, in your true fashion, I want you to explain how important or how revolutionary that is, taking information and putting it on the blockchain in regards to Chainlink and Stellar, like you just said.
So all the data that we've had before, with all this old data that doesn't seem to make any sense coming out, that is, I don't want to say manipulated, I don't want to say, man hard-coded in Excel spreadsheets or whatever the program is they were using. This is now done in a regulated manner through immutable blockchains, through Chainlink as an oracle to connect on-chain data at this point to your live data and and have it filtered through Stellar rails. The interesting thing about that is, as I continue to see this connection unfold there, is that USDC, Circle USDC, they had this this pilot, not necessarily a pilot, but a live use of USDC through Stellar rails itself for asylum seekers. So we had money going out from the US to cross borders to the Ukraine refugees, asylum seekers at this point here. We now can determine who these US individuals are outside of that, and we can now have real, or you guys in the US can have real on-chain data now through Stellar's rails. And what makes this so significant is because Stellar has a huge amount, I should have pulled this up, Stellar has a huge amount of anchors. Anchors would be like the retail off ramps or on ramp, if you will, there to whatever that storefront is, or whatever that data info center is, or whatever that information is, will now be brought on chain to be able to provide real logistics in terms of the US's gross domestic product, and that's being presented through Chainlink and XL, like Stellar. Like, we've been here for a good minute, a real good minute, some of us here with XLM, and to see some news like this, it's just like, pat on your back.
You're stuff. Like, well, Mr. I haven't heard a lot, but that's because they've been busy.
We often complain that they don't add the real stuff when they're calculating the GDP, right?
Yep. There's always amendments that come out.
Right. And so, I guess we'd have to take a closer look at which data is actually being fed into this to see, like, yes, it's going to be transparent because it's on the blockchain. And real time being able to verify it. But, I guess making sure, like, our job is going to be making sure that they're including all the data that pertains to GDP, right? And this is a way that we can actually see that. Oh, this is exciting, Mr. Man. I want to know more about this right here, Vivo Power and Flare.
So we got Flare and Vivo Power, right? Vivo Power was a company I began to look into, but had stopped because I had to focus on the business I'm trying to build too. But I had begun looking into them. They had experienced a huge deficit with their earnings. So this was one of the strategies they had taken to, I guess, get themselves out of a hole. There was another company that just joined as well, that's actually public, and they're also created a partnership or to launch and to use some to utilize Flare and XRP as well. Where am I on my list here? So in the middle, in politics and corporates, here's where it becomes interesting. Trump Media and Crypto.com unveils a strategic partnership with Vivo Power.
Yep.
And this also pairs with Flare because Flare is with Vivo Power, Vivo Power is with Crypto.com, Crypto.com is with Trump. You have this trifecta happening right now. Flare is now collecting Flare is now a player for on and off ramp data collection.
Yep.
Because the U.S. now, through the governmental system, they had now captured the on and off ramps through Crypto.com. So whenever somebody sends money from a bank to Crypto.com, there's your on-chain data oracle, looking through all this data now, which is Flare. And through companies such as Vivo Power, and I forget the other company's name now, they're going to be allowing this staking through Firelight as well for XRP as well. So the partnership just continues to get better and better. So for an institutional digital asset treasury strategy is what's going on here. So put together, the first week of September compresses enforcement, tokenization, and central bank signaling and corporate adoption into a single burst. September 8th to the 14th, plumbing and policy line up. Banks are preparing for the Fed's new capital requirements that hit October 1st. Let me pull this up. Before I even go into that, this had taken place as well. I want to change the screen here. Most people don't follow these. September is compression. Like you can just see a compression. Here we go. Stellar introducing Stellar Protocol 23. Over the past decade, 22 versions of the Stellar Protocol have been implemented in major Stellar core releases, voted on and accepted by Stellar validators and applied to upgrade Stellar mainnet. Each protocol version is designed to improve performance and introduce new features, but it can be hard to keep track of what's changing and why. As the protocol continues to evolve, we believe it should be easier for validators and developers to understand the benefits of each protocol update. That's why we've decided to name protocol versions starting with Protocol 23. Protocol 23 has a whole host of updates coming out, and this is going to be exciting. And this takes place today as well. Also, on the Hedera network, what was it again? There it is right there. Also, on September 1st, the Hedera network had another update as well. Here we go. Is it loading?
Hedera's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, it's loading. There you go.
I wanna preface this by saying that if I drop and I get rugged, my internet hasn't been so great lately, and it's just been like cutting me off with no notice during
we'll bring you back in like it never happened. No worries.
All right, perfect.
Melissa,
Get an AI version
I'm
of
a
me.
pro
That'd be
at
pretty
that,
good.
Mr. Man.
So, HIP 1217 details significant enhancement to the Hedera mirror node API endpoint. This update introduces a modularized execution flaw, aligning closely with Hedera consensus node to offer a more accurate and reliable contract execution experience. So this has to do with their smart contract layer. Okay, where is there it is there. So the Fed, that's what I want to show you too. Let's see if I can pull this up. Okay. I don't have that one. I don't have that one loaded there, so I'm not going to bother spending time pulling that one up there. But banks are preparing for the Fed's new capital requirements that hit October 1st. That means treasurers get choosier about balance sheet usage and distribution, which nudges cash management towards tokenized T-bills and regulated stablecoins. At the payments edge, ACH and ISO 20022 work streams, which involves Nacha and the Fedwire, keep going forward. Nacha's preferred partner program brings in crypto native processors like Stronghold on the compliance side, linking bank grade rules with on-chain money movement. Edgar Next, that's the SEC's software that they use for tracking this on-chain data. Okay, upgrades their identity, their two-factor authentication, and API access for SEC's filing stack. And this is important because tokenized funds and on-chain market products will live or die by how easily they can plug into the disclosure mechanism at this point here. September 15th to the 21st, Market Structure Week. The SEC September 18th roundtable on trade through prohibitions forces a plain English reckoning with how orders should route in a world where tokenized product and alternative venues multiply. This is going to multiply. That network effect that we keep hearing about and keep talking about is going to happen, and it's happening already. At the same time, mid-September macro window, options begin to expire. Fiscal year cash is going to be shuffling around, and a late month Fed meeting is taking place as well. And that tends to amplify moves. So layer on with this now, the BIS research about higher global R star is what they call it. And what the R star is the natural rate of inflation in an economy. Should an economy act in a natural, perfect harmony, we are going to experience a separation of this R star, what they talk about. And what that is, let me just put this down. And what that is, we have money, and then we have the economy. And people view money and economy as the same thing. But really, you can have money by itself, and you can have an economy without money. Because Simon, you and I can conduct commerce with, I can give you a cow, and you're like, here, Mr. Man, here's a vehicle. No money exchange.
Done.
So think of a world where you have commerce and money already tied together. And now you have this new mechanism, money, that's digital, that moves even faster, that doesn't involve the economy yet. So imagine now that we have tokenized T-bills, tokenized money market funds, tokenized treasuries, you're going to begin to see this interacting with this slow moving economy. So if this thing's rotating fast digitally, this has to catch up to, you're going to have two different rates of interest taking place there. So we are going to be ripped into this paradigm shift. I shit you not. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. Like we think life is moving fast now. Just wait, man.
I'm excited. So I had a very simple Simon thought right there as you were giving your quick general breakdown of that. In regards to tokenization, okay, so right now, what's already been tokenized at some level is T-bills, onto stocks, right? Okay, so investments, okay, so that's rocking and rolling. That opened the floodgates to the masses, right? Anybody that's holding stablecoin that didn't have an easy way in. I was just literally complaining about the .com thing of how I couldn't get in because I didn't know a broker. Right, that's been deleted now. I just got to go to a platform. Ta-da! I'm in. But so going further, talking about the oh my gosh, GPD or GDP. Right. The growth. I know. I know. God dang, I do it all the time too. The tracking of all goods, services, jobs, etc. Right, that's still in this background catching up. But at some point, we will know, because of tokenization, we will know how many loaves of bread were sold from this major bakery, how many bushels of corn were actually processed from this farm, and where they went. And that, to some might be scary, but it shows the real world reality without manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably,
No
right?
person, no person in the middle at all. None,
No
absolutely none.
person in no person in the middle. So when if you guys really wrap your head around what I just said right there about where everything's going to be tokenized, that literally gives everybody, and I do mean everybody, you will be able to go to platforms and systems and look at the lay of the land like you never could before. You could spot disruptions in growth in sectors, and you can mitigate that in your own personal lives. I'm speculating here, but Mr. Man, is that something that if all the real world, not assets, but the real world commodities caught up and with tokenization, do you think that that would be possible to where I could see how corn did, wheat did in my area or your area, or how the fishing season was over in the Atlantic versus the Pacific, and now I could gauge my financial movements, if you will, in my daily life?
Easily, you'll be able to do that easily. And I'm going to put it into a term that resonates with me in terms of manifestation. We are entering a digital manifestation era where you can create websites that literally do exactly what you said. You have cursor.ai, you have Replit is one I'm using, and it's
Replit.
Chat and
literally
Bill.
it's an AI. Yep, it's an AI data harvesting tool. You tell it what you want it to do, feed it information, and it'll create it. It'll create itself for you, and you can just fine tune and tweak here and there. And it's legitimately building on steroids through artificial intelligence. And that's what it is, though. It's artificial intelligence. It's not cognition. It's artificial intelligence. It's just mathematics. But like, it is spectacular what it can do and how fast it can do it. A lot of mistakes still taking place, but I mean, you could never build a website like this for what your needs were. I mean, you could essentially create for all the
Any
XRP individuals out there, stellar individuals out there, you could take the website and API for XRP flows, put it in there. Same thing for volume for RLUSD, put it in there. Get exchanges, put it in there. You can get news, put it in there. You can follow the government websites, put it in there. Create yourself now a calendar of events and a liquidity movement and volume tracking, dashboard that essentially tracks everything for you. Like it's nuts. Everything, if it's data, it exists on chain that exists somewhere. So all you gotta do is find out where to tap into it from.
I wanted to circle back to the tokenization because I was listening to an interview this afternoon. I think it's about I don't think it's super recent. It might have been like 5 months ago or something maybe. And I believe the gal was her name was Rachel Wolfson, if I'm not mistaken. In any event, I'm listening to her interview this gentleman. I think he was from Italy or something, and she was talking about Algorand. And I had no idea that, they've got tokenized stock, they've got private equity, money market funds, micro equities. They're doing fractional home ownership through Lofty AI, home equity marketplace, gold and silver, arts and memorabilia, other real world assets, carbon credit, digital identity and credentials, supply chain traceability, medical data. I mean, so when you're talking about all those things, like they've been actively doing all this stuff in the background, right? Unless you're really following a particular project or blockchain, you might not know, and what's really happening or how close we really are. And so what excites me about the things that you present is that you are looking at the planned things that are happening on the calendar, like deadlines for things that are happening, that these companies that are playing, dipping their toes into all this stuff, maybe running pilots, seeing what's going to work, what's not going to work, creating partnerships and all of that. And then when it's go time, right? And like you said, it's going to be wild. When you say September is going to be nuts and like it's going to be, it's going to blow your mind. what are you expecting to happen when these two things collide? Like, what? How do we prepare ourselves, Mr. Manley?
You ever taken a Mentos, put it in a bottle of Coca-Cola, and then backed up?
You're right.
That right there. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So you get into a situation where we experience a lot of compression. Say you have a spring and you hold each end of the spring and you're pulling it back. Eventually you get to a point where it's just a lot of tension. You let it go, it's just bam. That energy has to go somewhere. And that's where we are coming into 2026, that paradigm shift. Where this new world we're walking into is brand new to all of us. We're all walking in at the same time, some more ready than others. I look at it like us here in this group chatting right now, and my group itself and others out in the crypto world, we're standing at we're in a high ledge. We're like a 300-foot ledge, we're about 8 kilometers back, and we're just watching this slow tide roll in, and it's like, oh, man, there's something happening out there. Simon, you see that? You see that? You got your binoculars, you're checking it out.
Hey, the tree's gone. And the hill.
Yeah.
Dude, there was a mansion there, right?
Somebody call Spider-Man. We need help.
I'm saying, like, 2 or 3 days later, it's like, you know what? I think I'm going to get my bag and I'm going to take off because we see what's happening. Meanwhile, there's a population down in that valley who are just like, doo-doo-doo, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do this. And then one day, just poof, this wave comes and just smokes them, and they'll have no idea. And I remember living through these things myself, where you sit down and just stop and have this deja vu, and you're like, how did we get here?
Yeah.
How did we get here? It was just yesterday we were using tube TVs, and now you can have like a foldable phone. You know what I'm saying? You can bend the screen.
Yeah. Right.
You want to know what? You know what? You know the song, letting the days go by, water flowing underground.
Yeah. The 80s song.
Same as it ever was. It actually makes so much more sense to me now that I've been in this space and watching this stuff all unfold, and like other people not giving it any attention. It's pretty incredible. Think about it, guys.
Why? You know why people haven't been putting attention to it? Because all we are is just another brick in another car, whatever. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what we were.
Really make more sense now, don't they?
Right.
So
100%. That's, you know what? Not to go off down that rabbit hole, but imagine if for a moment those artists in that time period, 60s, 70s, 80s, were the billboards for us. Got our parents hooked on the jams. We got hooked on some of those jams. And now we're having the message, the real message, be applicable to this time right here, right now, right? Because that was the message back then. It was still the message when I was in school. I was breaking the wall, right? And now here we are, major pivot. Mr. Man, you were talking about us up on a ledge, 8 kilometers back or whatever. And here's the water's rising, and we're like, yeah, it's up a little bit, I just was remembering a couple years ago, I was scrolling through my YouTube feed, and I came across videos of like tidal waves, right? And folks, please, just real quick, if I'm not trying to make light of a very nasty situation, right? Lots of damage is done in those, but with that being said, I've seen the cars driving along, it takes its turn, and here comes the water, like, whoa, hard stop, back up, it takes off. Yeah, that's exactly what I see happening there is with those that just are really aren't ready at any level, already making their way to not to the hills in a negative way. But heading to the hills in an opportunity. You have an opportunity to elevate yourself, and you got to elevate in a way that you're going to be able to take advantage of great and wonderful things in the future. Your moves today are for your future self tomorrow. And I love you brought that up, Mr. Man, because I think about that all the time. Melissa and I were just talking about that earlier off show. about that, and we're going to get a little bit more into that on a personal level next week on next week's show. But yeah, man, boosh.
You were talking about the tide coming in, right? And if we take a page out of astrology, a lot of people I've recognized think that astrology is woo-woo, it's this, it's whatever. But before we were cognizant of where we are right now, emperors had mathematicians, they had their military general, they had their astrologer on their team as well. If we take a page out of history itself, all of us are familiar with full moons, how people tend to get, what is it? How do people act on full moons? I'm sure there's people exactly. They all act begin to act crazy during full moons. But yet we don't believe that there's an effect. Meanwhile, if we're looking at the Earth as a globe, I don't want to profess to know what it is, whether it's round, square, oblong, flat. Neither here nor there. I'm not here to discuss that. If we're looking at the Earth as a globe and you have this moon circling around that, and it's causing tides and shift, and the Earth begins to wobble with the moon around it itself, and tides roll out and tides roll back in itself. We're at the phase in September where this tide is rolling out, and we're back on that hill that I was telling you about, Simon. And it's like, I thought it was rolling in, but it's not. And you turn your back for a second, turn back around, and it's like, holy crap, it's like right there now. September is rolling out, so we're going to see a lot more blood in September, if you will. So buy these dips, folks. Not financial advice, but buy these dips that come, because when it comes rushing back in, it's going to come in hard and fast. I kid you not. Okay.
Yes.
Don't trip by the dip.
Mentos, Coca-Cola, drop. We're in the drop. We're in the drop, 100%. Hey, Mr. Man, Atlantic Living, just wanted to know if you would maybe give your speculative price prediction for Flare this bull run or 2030. What might be palatable for you, where you could see value equaling price at some level? What does that look like?
So the way I value these assets, I read charts. I'm not the type of person to do price predictions on these charts. I just utilize them for myself. I have a charting guy in my group who provides these outlooks for us in terms of charts. So I'm not really one to throw out numbers there, but I can talk about use in terms of value with where they will exist in the ecosystem itself and the value they bring in. And from there, you can begin to formulate your own understanding of what the price could be. Flare itself, I believe Flare is going to be of a higher value as well. Like, it's sitting at 2 cents right now. Something ridiculously stupid. Just something that has a tremendous amount of value. It's an on-chain data oracle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's partnered with Vivo Power. It's partnered with, in a roundabout trifecta way with the presidency. With Trump. That's just the beginning. It's collecting on-chain data for XRP specifically in the EVM. So if we're looking at Pierce's sidechain and how much value is in Ethereum, and that can get not sucked out, but moved from Ethereum cross-border into the XRP Ledger. Imagine Flare as that oracle collecting all that data as XRP is being utilized, because all it's doing is tracking something happened on this ledger, and now it's represented over here on this ledger. Imagine how much that's going to happen when adoption actually happens. So what that value could be in terms of dollars, I know not, nor will I profess to know, but I know that its use case is going to be significant for tracking on-chain XRP movement, and allow for staking on the EVM. Like, it's going to be nuts. I personally, I'll just tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm definitely stacking Flare, and I'm also learning to use the Flare ecosystem itself. Every Wednesday at this time, I chose to not be part of that today so I could be here. We do a DeFi session. We have Flare Forward, and he specifically teaches us about Flare's ecosystem.
That's awesome.
Flare is something we focus on.
I just want to share a chart real quick. Okay, just real quick, because I think this is important, especially for the new people in this space, just even giving this a once over or second over of this space. Because when I got in, I was about dollar bills, right? I was trying to take my own investment financial ownership, in my control, right? My retirement. I was trying to take my retirement into my own hands, right, as opposed to the hands of others that don't know what the heck I want with my life. So I'd like to share just a chart in regards to Flare. So just give me a moment here. Let me pull it up. Snapu. Hello.
Load her
There it
up.
is. I load her up. Okay, so this is just Flare in traded with US dollars. So we're at 2 cents right here. Okay, now it peaked back in February of 2024 at a little over 5.5 cents. So, in my opinion, just my opinion, what would Simon Says Crypto do for himself? I would definitely be buying this. And if I wanted to take profit, if I want to take a little bit of profit, lick the ice cream, do something, I might look at this area of some liquidation, maybe a little bit before or whatever. But that right there, my friends, I'm going to get my little measuring stick, make life easy.
Can I stop for 1 second?
Stop
him
it.
right there. You see him right there, Senor Whale? That is Flare Forward. This is our
What's
DeFi
good?
teacher.
Hey.
Hit him up on YouTube. Right now, his name is Flare Forward. The name will be changing soon, but hit him up. He's the one who's teaching us Flare's ecosystem. Hit him up. Smart man. Knows what he's doing.
Hey, Flare Forward. We would love to have you on the Dipato show to give us some more education on Flare. If you're interested, we would love to have you 110%. 100%. Because I've sat through some of those town halls, Mr. Man. Some real knowledge right there. Real knowledge. Back to this little chart. That's a 167% gain if you bought now and you wanted to sell some then. That's if you wanted to, whatever.
That's nuts.
If you wanted to. Yeah, right. That's nuts, right? But that's over 100%. Right. Okay, so and I don't want to turn this all into about trading or investing. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. When I was initially going through my financial literacy, I remember watching a video from Robert Kiyosaki. For those that don't know who Robert Kiyosaki is, he's the author of many books, but the first one is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. You can go look that up. He talked about how he would invest in something, traditionally real estate or other stocks. And then once he got 100x, he would pull his original money out, and then he would do it again with another stock, and he wouldn't care about the other thing because he got his money back, right? So every time he did that with the same money, $1,000 in, it's worth $2,000. Pull my $1,000 out, do it again, right? And he kept recycling that process. You literally can do that in this space where you can take your money, put it into something, it grows. You take your original money out, and now you have that asset for life. And Mr. Mann mentioned you mentioned DeFi, decentralized finance. That, my friend, is literally taking compounding, the compounding mechanism, and putting it in our control, which is so huge that we're able to do that. Could you touch a little bit on DeFi for those that don't know about DeFi? Because once again, we are broadcasting live on IMU TV in 29 different countries. They are like, what is this crypto crazy stuff, dude? Dude's wearing a mask. This guy's wearing some happy-go-lucky purple shirt. What's going on?
Got that bowling shirt going on. That's what's up, man.
Oh man, this is the bowling shirt.
There we go. XRP bowling all day. All right.
Yeah. This is
so DeFi is a very open word, if I can say it like that, because it encompasses several ways to earn yield or earn on your assets, right? If we're looking at the old paradigm, Bitcoin, if you will, it's the mindset of scarcity, where you buy and hold, set and forget, like the flavor wave. You set it and forget it, and that's what we were taught. Like that's where the whole,
good reference.
I love it.
My mom's mom came from that era, right? And that's the information they passed down, where you buy whatever you can, you hoard it, and you hold on to it as long as you can. So that generation loved stuff, not because they needed it, but because they didn't have it. So they kept as much as they can because it was that scarcity mindset. Where we're moving now is the opposite of scarcity itself. You can get a few of these assets very, very cheap. You know, I've spoken to some people and I recommended because nothing is financial advice that, you know, look into these things and buy them. And the answers I received was, when I have money. My response was, you will never have money for this stuff. You just need to make it work.
Make
If you
it
really
happen.
want to get in, you'll make it work. They are
That's
50
right.
cents. I'm sure you've gone out and paid for a coffee at, you know, Starbucks the other day, and you had money for that, but you don't have 50 cents. That's
Right.
nice. We covered the label up there. But in terms of DeFi now, DeFi is a strategy we can use that takes us out of the old mindset of set it and forget it, because now we're giving use to these crypto assets here, and this is what they were created for. They were created with a use case in mind, not to just buy them, put them in your wallet, and hope to God it goes up. We're not playing the speculative game here. When I buy real estate, I buy real estate for cash flow. Whether that cash flow is every month, I get rent from my tenants, or I get an Airbnb payout every day for the short term or the long term. It's all about the cash flow. So if you have these assets and you have a mechanism, a way to actually earn from them right now, while you're waiting for that price appreciation, you're not playing a speculative game anymore, because now you're learning strategies. So you could jump into liquidity pools. What are liquidity pools? A simple example is, if I'm in Canada right now, Melissa's in the US, I go to a bank in Canada, whatever bank that is, and I say, I want to take my Canadian dollar and send $100 to Melissa out in the US. That Canadian bank will gladly take my Canadian dollar. They have the US equivalent to it, and because they're holding that in their coffers, this is what's known as nostro vostro. All of us who follow Ripple understand these terms here. A nostro vostro, that trapped liquidity there. They take that Canadian currency, they take that US currency. There you have a liquidity pairing at that point there. So that bank does that switch, that flip, that FX conversion, and they take a fee for that. In a DeFi, in a decentralized manner, we can provide both liquidity pairing here, the US Canadian or XRP XLM, if that's a pair out there, or Ethereum Bitcoin. And because we provided the liquidity, anytime someone goes to an exchange for that pair and they swap that Bitcoin to Ethereum, and that FX happens, you claim the fee for it now, as opposed to the bank. Then there's also staking. And you can begin to get into yield farming here. You can go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, and begin this awesome daisy chain of yield. And this is one of the strategies we learned with Flair. This man takes it into like next level, where you can like, dude, slow down. Like, I'm following you, and I'm like, I'm DeFi native, but this man was like born in the DeFi world. I shit you not. Like he goes to the next level. He's really good at what he does. But then you have staking. And staking, all of these things come with risks, and to be able to play in this world, you have to learn how to mitigate your risks, because you don't just want to chase yield. Anytime you're chasing something, you're at that point repelling it, because you're like a magnet. You're repulsing that thing away from you. So don't chase yield. Take your time. Life isn't going anywhere, even though it seems like life is happening fast right now. Slow it down, take a breath, and view what's going on here. So we want to mitigate risk, even with staking, because now you have to trust the validator that you're in, right? Not even just trusting the validator, you have to know and understand the ecosystem that you're in. So for instance, if you are in XLR, one of my favorite coins, you're in XLR, which is an IBC, a Cosmos ecosystem coin, which is a messaging layer, a bridge messaging layer. And if you want to stake in that Cosmos ecosystem, you have to now learn who these validators are. And if you're sitting there, looking at each individual validator to see their uptime, to see their APY, to see their TVL, to see if they have, if they are KYC'd, or if they are KYCing, or, and for each individual validator, you'll be there forever doing this. But this is a process of sorts that needs to be done. And what you're doing by staking is strengthening the network itself by putting your asset within this validator to allow them to create the consensus of something of value taking place on that ledger, on that blockchain, essentially. And for doing that, you now earn a yield known as APY. And I'm doing this through Exodus wallet with Axelar. I'm actually coming out of that, and I'm going to move a portion, keep a portion in Exodus, and then move a portion into the decentralized world itself. So then that way I can have more control of what's going on. Because should something happen where regulations tighten even further, and Exodus has to follow what the regulations are suggesting, I don't know what the end result for this portion of the Axelar could be, because this is now a regulated a company. They've IPO'd already. They're on the stock market. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Weren't they
I don't
the
know.
first? Exodus was the first, I thought, tokenized company or, digitized or whatever share, right?
Yeah.
That's what that gal was saying that I listened to today, and I was like, oh, I knew I should have bought some because they were like $24 a share or something at the time, and I was like, should I buy some? I don't know, and I didn't. I should have.
Did you see? That's like when Circle came out, man. They were like $24, and then they ripped up to like 160 something.
That was a mistake on my part.
You're like, dang, dude, I really got to have that $100 bill. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Shoulda, yeah, just throw it in.
We'd be rich if we had one for every time.
It's all good. It's all good.
It is, man. It is. Straight gems. Straight gems. I just followed Senior Whale there on X.
Good stuff.
I totally thought I did that when I was in your town hall when he was speaking on. I think it was a Friday. He came by. He usually doesn't come by on a Friday night because that was your town hall and he came by, or was it Saturday? You did a special event for him. He came them.
Wednesdays we do the DeFi.
Was it a Wednesday? Okay, yeah. It was because it was just before Dipato. I was like, okay, cool, yeah, all right, great. Okay, I gotta go.
Right now, just so you know, so you don't think some crazy weirdo is messaging you behind the scenes, but I did just send you a DM.
Yeah. Circle's at $300. That's nuts, man. Like it happens so quickly. So that is essentially DeFi. You're utilizing these assets because they all have use cases with them. So you're doing yourself an injustice by buying these assets and just hoping and praying on and speculating for price appreciation as opposed to utilizing them. But again, there are implications that need to be considered now because 2026 new tax season begins. CARF, crypto asset reporting framework, goes live January 1st. So any
2026, right?
Any profits that you take in 2026 will now be visible on chain through Chainlink and Stellar, right? Through GDP. Through these on and off rails here, we're being tracked here. But anything that happens now on chain for you taking profit is now incurring a taxable event at this point here. So be mindful when you're taking profit, when you choose to take profit and how you choose to take profit. Make sure you have a game plan for these things.
Basically, what Mr. Man is saying there is when and if you decide to do that thing, make sure you have given your profit a purpose. Where is it going to next? How are you going to hold it? What's your plan? You should have at least 1, 2, in my opinion, 3 plans of how that's going to play out if you're going to take profit. Not wait for a price, then take profit. You should already have a plan of when that might be for your thesis of what you're going to do next.
Thesis. I want to give a shout out to the 192 people. Well, 100 now. Oh, it's dropping. They're dropping. I want to give a shout out. Because you said thesis wrong. The 190 people that are watching across.
You better stop using big words, Simon.
Welcome to Dipato. If you're not following the channel, please follow Dipato Show. We just hit our 1,000 subscriber mark, and help us continue growing. We have about 35 minutes left with Mr. Man, and one of the things that I really wanted to hit home, and if it's not already blatantly obvious, in the things that Mr. Man is sharing, is that the stuff that's happening in the world, whether you're talking about companies and buying stock in those companies or researching these projects that are working behind the scenes, this is an incredible opportunity if you give your attention to it. And Mr. Man's work, thank you so much, Trisso. We love you, buddy. All of the work that you do helps give people a leg up in their research that don't have the time to deep dive. You're basically providing that to them on a silver platter. Here's all the stuff. All you got to do is read it and use your thinking cap and think, holy smokes, these are incredible opportunities. And the world is changing. And I'm going to let you get back to telling us why September is going to be crazy, because you're not even all the way through September yet.
No, there's a whole half a month still. So if the U.S. stays relatively tighter, capital keeps seeking high quality yield, on-chain treasuries, and money fund tokens will begin to explode in use. So if guidance softens, the risk leg benefits and infrastructure tokens tied to real flows, such as stablecoin rails, oracles, there's the oracles again, cross-border settlements, tend to lead. Either way, the rails always win because the rails need to be used. So September 22nd to the 30th, policy plus geopolitics squeeze liquidity. So sanctions likely begin to expand. Defense, industrial policy will begin to heat up. And the administration policy leans on energy flows. You've seen the whole talks with Iran already. And U.S. and Russia. I believe Russia and U.S. aren't on the greatest of terms right now. I don't know what flipped. I don't know what happened. They were out in Alaska, shaking hands, doing the whole, I love you, I love
man.
you.
There's always a twist on a twist on a twist. Always a triple twister. Always.
I don't know, man. Plans within plans, in those plans.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. The plans have their own plans. So.
Right, they do.
So where we're sitting right now, you have Aave and their RWA begins to expand, which adds now RLUSD as collateral, and Google search interest for crypto will likely jump as prices begin to wake up. I guarantee you. You see the FUD on X already. You already see it. And the more FUD you hear, the more people are looking for these things, good, bad, or indifference. It just creates more traction, which allows these more hits to keep going up. Again, whether good, bad, or indifference. Treasury is running heavy issuance and buybacks currently. On-chain finance is suddenly offering a faster place to park or mobilize dollars. I'll be quite frank with you guys here, and this is something that just happened yesterday, I believe it was. Open Eden, the treasury market company there, Open Eden.
Yes.
They had reached out to me to see if we can form a collaboration here. So I imagine what's happening right now, they are looking to further their reach in terms of their treasuries to who they offer these things to. So they want to get influencers, such as myself. I consider myself a researcher and an influencer. They want to get more of a reach now. So this is gonna further that wave of adoption. I utilize these things to understand what's going on here. I can put out one post on X, even though I've slowed down, and from that one post, you gain like 20 followers immediately. So I can see how many new people are jumping onto X and how many new people are jumping into crypto, just from the amount of followers that you can get as easily and quickly as it is. And they're so new, they have so many questions, but they see that you have a lot of followers and they're like, tell me what it is you know. And they just want to soak up all this information that you have, because you become sort of a person of credibility based off of your followers, even though it doesn't make sense. But you become someone with credibility based off the amount of followers. So these new people that are following you want to know what's going on at this point here. And so for Open Eden now to have reached out to me for said reasons there, I can imagine what's going to happen next at this point there in the
incredible,
treasury
Mr.
market.
Man.
That's
oh
dope,
my
bro.
gosh. Huh?
That's
I just
awesome.
I've been putting little facts as you're talking because
Awesome,
people,
man.
if people don't know who Open Eden is or Ave or the Travela, these are things, guys. I'm putting them in the chat. If you're listening back, you're gonna have to go and watch the chat back at this. And these are things you should be looking into because he's name dropping all these companies. These are the types of things you need to understand what's happening. And it's big. It's real big. And the fact that Open Eden, and when you do some research and they reached out to Mr. Man, should lend a little bit of credibility even more so to the man in the Spider-Man mask before us.
I know, right?
I love it.
I'm just a grown-ass man in a Spider-Man mask. I saw somebody asking about
That's right.
I saw somebody asking about Ondo all day, man, all damn day. I got no bias against Ondo. I like what they're doing. I like where they're going. Wall Street 2.0, when they came out with that conference, wonderful. And I see the fact that they followed through with what they said they were going to do for today to bring on the traditional markets into the Web3 platform, and they dropped that today. It's only going to get better. It's a situation like Simon was saying. I wish I bought in earlier.
Right. It is one of those things, and actually, that's something that I go through all the time, literally daily. It literally is daily because I've seen these things. I've done as much research as I can do, right? And it always gets back to the financial stuff. It's like, am I solid on this? Because my gambler syndrome has lessened and lessened with each day since I've been in this space. What I mean by gambler, who cares? Yeah, who cares? Yeah, who cares? Like, no. I care. I care deeply, very much. What am I putting my time and my energy represented by dollar bills into? Which one do I want? It's like, I don't know about you, Mr. Man, but back in the day, if my mom allowed me to get a piece of candy from the store, there I sat in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, and I only get to bring home one thing, bro. It was like so many choices, and you'd pick one up, and then you pick another one up, and then you put it back, and then you pick this one, and then you see that one over there, and you take that one. You're like, okay, maybe this one. You're like, no, it doesn't feel good in my hand. Maybe this one. I do that with cryptos now that are all solid projects. So it's like, okay, let's take a different perspective. And this is something I tell anybody that I educate people on. I tell my clients when they first get with me that today, right here, right now, it is far less riskier to get into crypto today than it was yesterday, or the day before, or the day before that, or the month before that, or the year before that, right? And tomorrow it'll be lesser. And so I look at something like Ondu. It's like, okay, I didn't get in early, but I'm going to get in because, man, are they a powerhouse. Now that not only do they have proof of concept, they have proof of work, meaning the proof of work that they did, they said that they were going to do. And Mr. Man just brought that info to all of you Dipatoers out there and everybody watching on IMU TV that Ondu made a promise. They gave themselves a deadline. They did it. It's working. It's functional with TradeFi, traditional finance markets. That's amazing. So yeah, that'll be one that I go get. I'll go get some more Chainlink, but I'm eyeballing Flare, bro. It's too cheap, bro. Too cheap. It's too cheap right now, man.
Don't pass on Flare, man. I've been stacking those.
Just go get yourself $100 bill. There you go. You're good.
No doubt. I started off slow with Flare, and then when I started going through the process with Flare Forward, I went in heavy, man. I went in heavy when I started learning about the system. I was like, all right, Now it's making more sense. Let's get the money over there. Let's do it. Let's do it. And a secret, Simon, instead of just choosing one, ask the person behind the counter for a sample for all that you can get, man.
Oh, that's a good idea. There was okay.
I want to taste that a little bit.
We didn't have the traditional candy store. It was a grocery store. You know, the checker was watching you. You know, making sure you didn't put one in your pocket, right? That's why I loved the bulk candies when I was a kid. I was like, yeah, sample one. That'd be great. Maybe I'll hit up these projects. Andu, hey, just wanting to learn about your project. Could you send a couple over?
Yeah. I want to check it out.
Just a few of your,
I'm going to try it.
Let me be a beta tester.
Yeah, I'll try it. Why
Send
not?
me a sample.
Do you mind giving me an RWA catalog here? I'll just pick and choose a few of these here. What do you got? So let's move into October. Move into October. We see what September is. September is a compression month here, and a lot of these events are converging here. October is that handshake month. October 1st turns on the Fed's final individual.
Can I ask a question before we go to October? So for September, do you see, like, I know you're not doing any price predictions or anything like that, but do you see any price movement happening in September due to all this stuff that's happening?
End of the month, I can foresee a price movement. And the main catalyst I'm waiting on is that Fed pivot. Once that Fed pivot comes and they decrease those rates and the money printer goes on and the price of and then at that point, in parallel, you'll likely see Tether minting more USDT. That USDT is bought up, thrown into Bitcoin. Bitcoin will follow the M2 money supply. That M2 money supply with Bitcoin, people will take their profits from Bitcoin, roll into mainnet ETH, which we're already seeing the price of ETH go up. From that, ETH will roll into the altcoins here, and that's what I'm waiting for.
Yep. And that's been a play, or not a play. That has been a what do I want to say? A pattern that has pretty much stayed tried and true through my time here in this digital asset space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, printing money, Tether prints some, and then price eventually goes up in short time. Bitcoin typically first, take profit, roll it into other assets. They go altcoin season, so to speak. They go, and then it's a year-long process. Back down to market structure and support. That's something that I've seen. I'm not saying it's going to happen this go around and everything that I just said, but Mr. Man, I do agree with you. Waiting to see all those lights comes on, the machines turned on. As soon as you see one, you're looking for the other and the other. If Tether starts printing, then we know the machine's on. Then we might see that the machine's on, the printing machine of money, right? That might be on. And then announcements can be made or just shortly thereafter. You'll see it. It's in short time.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out there. I've seen somebody show up now. I haven't seen in quite some time now. Bobby Jonas. How are you doing, my man? I haven't seen you in so long. We used to have conversations back and forth when I was heavy in my Mr. Man channel on YouTube here. And then I hadn't seen him for a while, and then I stopped posting as well on YouTube. So I just want to give a shout out and say what's up. It's been a good time since I've seen him there.
Atlantic Living wants to know, Fed decision is September 17th. Are you not expecting movement around that date? I don't know.
That's the FOMC, right? I am. And also with that too, I think it's September 7th. That's the blood moon, the full moon as well. You'll notice you'll begin to see charts usually wrap around that full moon on the low. And then you'll see the FOMC come, and that's when that high takes off. And again, this goes back to astrology. We don't, as peasants, as the plebs, don't follow these things because why the hell should we?
Right.
But just because we don't have understanding in something doesn't mean something isn't true. That's the separation we have to allow to exist. That just because we don't understand it doesn't mean we should poke fun at something. It just means that's knowledge that we haven't claimed yet because we've chosen to be ignorant of it. Astrology plays a big role in this in terms of a global financial roadmap. Astrofinance, you can Google it. Look it up. Mark Carney's a big proponent of it. Christine Lagarde is a big proponent of it. Jerome Powell's a big proponent of it. Look it up. These aren't my own things. I just follow the architects of this infrastructure.
Don't you think, Mr. Man, too, is that they're telling you out in the open without telling you? You got to look up what the significant is, no matter whether it's supernatural or planning based on things we know are going to happen, like the blood moon and all of that. It's planning without talking on the cell phone or email or snail mail, making plans, major moves, countries making major moves collaboratively in an unspoken language that only those that dare to look will understand. That's what I think.
Yeah. We can take a page out of, I guess, in an unspoken language, and we look at it from a media perspective. Do you remember when the horse races were going on, the Kentucky Derby, and then you had Sovereignty, the horse Sovereignty won.
Yes,
And then the next race, in that race, there was the Sandman, which has meaning to all of us here. Then there was, what the heck was the other horse's name? But it was like 3 horses. And it was like, oh my, any one of these 3 horses could win, and it meant something. So clearly somebody or some buddies are talking to each other through horses. And if you're not watching and you're not part of this, then, you know, that's where we can at least admit that we are an NPC and not part of the game itself. Right. We are just a bystander, and we haven't recognized that there's a bunch of LARPs taking place around the world.
Man, you nailed it.
I think you said it well, Melissa. This is just a giant movie, and we just happen to be here watching it.
Yep. We're participating in it, whether 100%. We like it or not.
I agree on the full moon on the moon, the cycles, right? Because in my own journey, it hit me like a 2-board to the side of the face. Was, well, how many moon cycles do we traditionally have in a year? And the moon cycle is 28 days typically. So turns out we have 13 28-day periods. Well, if you live your life by what I call the 4-week rule, that means you have 13 months. If you did your financial budget, you could spend all your stupid money on whatever you want. I don't care. Go do it. Go live like you live right now. Go and do it. Buy all your cryptos, still be cash poor. But if you live by the 4-week rule, by the time you get to the end of the year, mid-November, you will have all your bills paid for December by the middle of November without changing anything. That for me was proof that there is very much more than meets the eyes with what we don't know that's being broadcast to us just in the blink of an eye. I told you, oh, blood moon on the 7th. Oh no, I gotta take my pill.
We got 8 minutes left with Mr. Man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. October. Let's go October.
Okay. So the capital requirements affect large banks, and this directly affects the dividends and the buybacks. If a bank dips below its total requirements, which quietly increases the appeal of off-balance sheet liquidity wrappers like tokenized T-bill funds and regulated stablecoins for corporates. In the middle of the month, the Jubilee Year event in Rome carried the soft power symbolism of reset and renewal, while in Washington, the October 21st Payments Innovation Conference begins the public handshake between the Fed and the private rails at this point here. Stablecoin use case, DeFi, TradFi, convergence. AI risk and tokenization are not theatrical at this point here. Likely something could happen. We could see a black swan of some sort. We are leading into the end of the year now, where this is likely the time where something could happen. I'm not saying something will, likely where something could happen at this point here.
October surprise. Isn't that the
around?
Yeah, they always say that.
Yeah.
Around the same time, the DC FinTech Week programming ramps up with policies. Swift showcases cross-border tokenization pilots. ISDA drops deeper playbooks for DLT in capital markets and carbon credit models. And the FSB and IOSCO and CPMI, FSB, Financial Stability Board, IOSCO, International, I don't remember their name, it's a long name, CPMI, Committee for Payments and Market Infrastructure keep harmonizing their rulebook. The net effect is that October formalizes what September had brought in.
Yep.
The US wants the efficiency of crypto tech without giving up on supervisory reach. November, pipes, identities, and filing. So expect Edgar, the SEC software, milestones to move from beta into operational readiness for bulk migration. That matters because tokenized ETFs, 40 act funds with on-chain share classes and digital native structured notes all need frictionless, authenticated filing and data access at this point. Treasury continues buyback and heavy fourth quarter issuance. So be mindful of November because this is when another flip is switched. Another, right? People are waiting for the flip of the switch. There are numerous flip of switches. There's switch, switch, and November is pinnacle because November 22nd, that's when Swift now shifts over to ISO 20022. And it's not like what people think it is. It's not like switch, okay, this is dead. Right. This is still alive. Only certain messages are switching at this point here. So that balancing act still exists. Coexistence ends for specific languages on this side here because now this language here of ISO 20022 can manage what this one does. So certain languages will drop off and messages will drop off, but not all of them. It's a tiered implementation. So with it being a tiered implementation, you can forecast a pricing into end of the year. And the end of the year, before I come to an end here, the end of the year is pinnacle because that's when Basel III comes into play. Basel III is important because banks are required to hold capital buffers, capital reserves again. If you remember back in the day when you guys were younger, you went into your bank and you saw that big vault in the back. And you're like, what the hell did they got? Digitally now, there's going to be a digital vault again, or even a real vault and digital vault. Banks are required to hold, I think it's 60% this year for 2026. Yeah. And then come 2027, they have to hold 66 point something percent. Yeah. And then come 2028, that's the final implementation of Basel III, they're required to hold 72.5% capital reserve. So you can imagine all the money they're calling back at this point here. What has to happen in our real world for them to collect all these funds again, for them to go from a fractional reserve
it's a big deal
to them now having to hold 72.5% by 2028, whereas you gave them $100, $90 was gone and lent out, and they kept $10. Now they got to hold 72.5% by 2028. So you can assume something could happen.
This is going to show who's swimming naked too, or like who's not strong enough, who's not making naked. Because I mean, and so like we might see some more bank consolidations, acquisitions, and those sort of things because they're like, oh, I don't have the money to hold these reserves, and that's why they kind of freaked out over the Basel III because they can't play the same way that they were playing before, so they are implementing these slowly. And like whether it's the Basel III thing or the language that you're talking about, switching over and having sort of a parallel system. And people always say give attention to the bank that you're using right now, because you kind of want to know that your bank is preparing themselves. They should be the one. You should be banking with someone that's ahead of the curve here, that didn't wait to the last deadline to do it. They're already in full swing, already have a lot of the stuff implemented to where it's smooth sailing when these things are the rule, right? That's what you want. You want them to be compliant, correct? Mm-hmm. Oh, did he freeze?
No, he did for a
There we
hot
go.
Did I leave you speechless with my revelation of intelligence? That's what I was thinking was happening. And you were just stunned by what I said. I was so smart. I don't know if you heard
It's
any of
funny.
that. I don't know if you
I heard some of it, and then my internet was like, no, we're not working right now. This type of information we can't get out, Mr. Man. Internet freeze.
Well, and the other thing is too is don't forget, like Senator Lummis said that they want to have legislations passed by Thanksgiving. So that's another little thing that's happening. Supposedly in November. End of October, beginning of November. I mean, and that could be impactful as well. Yes.
Yeah. If I can just add to that, there was a video I posted on X of Jamie Dimon talking about Basel III, and he was coming at it from the standpoint where Basel III is going to hurt the average everyday person, because now banks are required to hold these capital reserves, which makes lending harder for banks, which makes and then we have a throw on the tariffs on top of that. All that trickles down to us here, the little peasants, if you will. We have to pay for all of these things.
The flow. Okay, so bringing this back around to what you talked about earlier, Mr. Man, money and economy, right? Right now, they're pretty paired up, right? If the flow of money lending stops or there's a disruption, it's we, as you so eloquently described us as the peasants, that suffer the most, right? Real life example. I'm a union tradesman. The work has stopped because the flow of money has arguably stopped. No new projects are really going on till maybe 2026. I mean, and that's a maybe. That's like it's dog-eared, but they can push back the date. So we again, if you're listening, so turn the volume up real quick. If you're paying attention a little bit to what Mr. Man said, he literally gave you a seeing glass into this world from a very high view of what's going on and how you can take advantage. Meaning, when those banking rules take effect, and Jamie Dimon is right, and it's really going to hurt, we the little people, because of banking. Well, why not take our dollars today that we can get them into an asset that we can arguably control more than any other asset, excluding precious metals? We can put those assets to work, plant a seed in the digital ground, and start getting a little bit of fruit off our trees. So when the disruptions happen, because they do happen and they will continue to happen at some level, somewhere, localized, globally, whatever, there's always a disruption. We can weather the storm like we're on a floaty going down Main Street with 3 feet of water. We're going to be just fine.
I want to add another dynamic to that.
Give me the dynamics, bro. Give me the dynamics.
A lot of people are buying gold and silver, which is fantastic. And the strategy with gold and silver is you buy it, again, set it and forget it. You tell nobody about it. You're not looking to go to a bank with a sack of gold and be like, okay, let me just, I want to sell, 1, 2, or 3 ounces of gold at this. They're going to rip you off, first off. So one of the strategies I'm utilizing, I'm purchasing tokenized gold as well. So as the value of tokenized gold and gold goes up, I can easily swap out of position and take profits from there and roll it into my favorite assets. So a strategy I'm doing and telling the group is to not only to have physical gold and silver, because that's just, why would you not have that? It's a requirement almost at this point in the journey. And then tokenized gold and silver is the next route to go as well, because as gold and silver rip, and I don't want to guarantee, they will likely rip as the value of this currency continues to inflate and become worthless. And as the value of the currency inflates against the value of gold, and gold begins to rip and find new highs. And silver, as it's finding new highs already, it's past the $40 mark, I believe it was yesterday. You can imagine what the tokenized, right? How do you take profits? So this is where tokenized gold and silver come in. As those begin to find even further highs, you can just swap out of some positions, and again continue to to allow the good times going on.
100%. Gems, gems, and mo gems.
Gems and gems. It's 9:34. We got you 4 minutes longer than we said. I'm so sorry we took you over time here. You have any final things you wanna touch on before you have to leave? I did want to give a shout out to Kita, our moderator in the chat. She's doing a fantastic job engaging. We appreciate you so much, Kita. Thank you.
I do have one thing to say before I leave. Yeah. I want to touch on December quickly, because December is the release valve. December year end is always a liquidity release valve. You see CEOs giving themselves a pat on the back. Yeah, I did a great job. I screwed up this company. I'm going to give myself a giant bonus. Ow. Where do they get this money from? Liquidity has to come from somewhere. So they are creating new liquidity valves to release the trapped liquidity. Stablecoin settlement volumes will typically spike. Tokenized treasuries will see stronger inflows, and cross-border pilots expand as corporates try to close books faster and cheaper. Yeah. So we are in that banana zone, as we've heard Raoul Paul say. You're going to see the tide flow out September, begin to come back in October, November, December, and into Basel III, and set for the Great Reset, January 1st, 2026, and then you'll have the rebirth of the U.S. and the U.S. Constitution, January 4th, 2026, and that is the rebirth of the U.S. under a new digital constitution, which is why they're bringing in that 50-year gold convertible gold bond, and Rosie Rios with Trump are pushing the 250-year to Independence Day. There we go. That's what I'm looking.
Yeah, Independence Day. Yep. 100%.
Man,
yep.
Atlantic Living says, amazing show. Don't stop. Do January, February, March too.
Atlantic Living's looking for exit points.
You're gonna have to join Mr. Man's group. Your private
your Patreon.
Group go gems in there, guys. Yep. It's not expensive, and I don't know if you're accepting new people or not. But if you are, you're welcome to tell the audience about it.
I'll make the price more reasonable again. I jumped it up so I could not scare people, but not essentially accept people in. But I can bring it back down to where it's reasonable again, so people can join in. I'm at that point again where I want to begin to show face again.
Yeah. Well, because like you said before, I remember when you came on back in the day. It's not about making money so much about this. What it is having skin in the game. Because if you're paying for something, generally you're going to give it more attention. We all sign up for a variety of things, a variety of information, and it means nothing if you don't read it. You know what I mean? It means nothing if you don't read it. And so, if you're paying a little bit to someone that's providing you so much of this information and making it easy for you to access this quickly, then you got some skin in the game. So that's all I have to say about that. How do they find you? How can we? Can I post a link to the Patreon?
Yeah, if you can, that'd be great. Because if I change tabs, my computer will begin to seize up, and the internet will slow down.
You're gonna have to perform digital CPR to your laptop.
I wonder if I can search for Mr. Man in here. I think I can.
While you're doing that, Melissa. Go ahead, Mr. Man.
I was going to say, if I may, November 4th, we have swell, right? We're talking about tides coming back in. We have Ripple swell coming in November 4th. November 5th, the very next day, is a full moon. No coincidence there, huh?
Nope,
No
not at all.
coincidence
Not at
there.
all. Not at all. Not at all. How does January 28th, 29th, 30th look for you next year, Mr. Man? You busy? Going anywhere?
January 2020, 29th and 30th. I think I might be showing up in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, for this meetup that's going
Oh,
on out
yeah?
there.
Just a little vacay?
Yeah, yeah. Are you guys going out there too?
Mr.
Yeah, we're
Alan
totally going out.
Staples,
We're going out to Alan Staples' event out there in Fort
Dipato will
All
be
Lauderdale.
right,
there.
cool,
Yeah, we're gonna be there. We're
cool,
gonna be
cool.
dipping our toe in the sugar white sand, baby. The sugar white sand.
I can't wait. We're already in fall here. Like you could see, it's
I
just
know, dude.
rain.
It's dude. Bam, 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 bam.
It's nuts. I
This has
saw
been an
somebody
absolutely
asking.
wonderful talk with you.
What'd you
I
say there,
saw
sir?
Atlantic Living asking about January, February, March. I'll touch on that just briefly. I know I've gone over, but I just want to touch on that briefly, okay? Just
Go ahead.
briefly.
Go ahead.
So Bulgaria is now in the digital euro or the eurozone, so they'll be using the euro, digital euro, if you
Oh,
will. Project Nexus is coming back around again, and they're going to be going live in the new year as well. You guys remember
oh yeah.
Project Nexus and Embridge? That's for cross-border
Oh,
Yep.
settlements using
Yeah.
QR codes. Okay,
Yep.
so we have crypto asset reporting framework takes place. That's the crypto taxes. The digital regulation phase 2 takes place in Europe as well. We have Swift inflow messages taking place January 1st. We have on January 6th, we have the new US redesigned $10 bill coming out. There's going to be something that connects it to the digital world, clearly. Um, where else is there? We have January 17th, I believe it is, or around there, is the harmonized AML framework. That's anti-money laundering framework. January 27th, the BRICS will be scaling up their finance. January 27th is the FOMC. January 31st, the Fed governor likely stepping down and a new one appointed. There was the 401k is likely going to be unlocked at this point here. They came out and said they're going to be doing the 401ks likely unlocked by February 3rd at this point here to be utilized. The Winter Olympics takes place February 6th, and this is important for social engineering because
yep.
people
Yes.
flock to the Olympics. They will digitally buy plane tickets. They will digitally utilize taxis and Airbnbs and Ubers and all of these things, and then it ripples out. There's that ripple effect outside of the arena here for the Winter Olympics because now the bars and the hotels and will be utilizing digital at this place there. We have a global alt conference taking place February 23rd. Then there's the regional Fed. I said this one already here. Then we have the IMF coming out in March 10th. The IMF CBDC handbook compilation is coming out. This is one of the big events I'm waiting for at this point here.
Yeah, me too. That would be
All right. March 2026, Canada's real-time rail gets this upgrade. And this is one of the things that's going to connect the US and Canada. We've all heard about Canada could be the 51st state. Canada could be the 51st state. Canada's finances and US's finances are they're meshing. They're meshing into this digital world. That's why USDC by Circle was the first stable coin issued in Canada, allowed to be in Canada. A US stable coin, even though for some reason, even though for some reason Canada and US are like, we don't want the US stuff. And US is like, you're going to be the 51st state. And Canada's like, no, we're going to pour out all these US stuff that we don't want to. It's all a show. It's all a show. It is all a show. Anyways, guys, I appreciate this, man.
Hey,
thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show, Mr. Man. Always a pleasure. We always dude. I appreciate you so much, very, very much, dude. All the knowledge that you give, all the people that you're surrounding yourself with. I mean, you've just been in the right places at the right time, giving them game, them giving you game. I mean, what we spoke about, things that are going on within your group to come that I'm not going to talk about, but definitely going to want to check Mr. Man's group over there on Patreon. I'm in there. I love it when I'm able to show up on the Friday nights or any other nights. I'm always getting some game, but I'm also giving some. Right? It's a give.
Mhm.
It literally is a give and a take.
You
You
have a
know,
lot of great people in there.
and that's something I really like. I really, really love about you, bro, is that's who you are. That's one of your core characteristics. And your community is thus the same. It really is, man. So thank you. Thank you for being a leader in this digital assets space, and really an unspoken leader, more like a freelancer, the Han Solo of this digital
The
asset space, bro.
Spider-Man of the crypto.
Yeah, I mean, you're Spider-Man, bro. I know
It is.
it's neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, yeah, I mess with the Avengers. I've been on the team, but I haven't signed a contract. I like my neighborhood. But thank you. I just want to say thank you, bro. Real deal. Thank you, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you so much, Melissa, for having me on your show. I always love coming in to just chat about whatever with you guys here. I was watching the entrance as you're playing it there, and I saw like the old videos we had done, and I was like, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Memory lane, baby. Memory lane on the Dipato show.
Well, we love you so much. We hope you'll come back to the Dipato show. It's definitely been a very engaging show. The chat was on fire. I have to go back and try to read some of these messages that were in there. But you definitely are a popular figure in this space, and you do an awful lot of hard work, and we appreciate that so very much. And we'll let you get on with the rest of your evening. And we look forward to seeing you in January. So exciting. I want to give you a big hug, big hug, and get to meet your lady. I'm super, super excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to introduce you guys to my woman here. She's just something special to me.
Likewise. Very excited.
All right, you guys. Oh, I'm looking forward to the hug, Melissa. Same with you, Simon. I'll see you guys, man. This is wonderful. I'm going to end it like how I always end my show. I hope you guys found value in this show, and I'll see you on the next one.
Love you.
Take care, Miss Man. Peace out, bro.
Man, what a wonderful show, Simon.
I know that was great for Mr. Man to swing
I love him so much.
Man, he's like I said, he's got a heart of gold. Literally, he does. He is one of the most fun researchers to listen to. He's very passionate. His perspectives, his views are founded in the information that's out there. I'm so impressed with his ability to recall things from months ago, years ago, right? It's so cool. But to me, if someone's able to do that, like there's things like that I cannot remember to do. Example, like closing a cabinet door in the kitchen. Okay, I fail sometimes. Other times I'm messing with my lady. But other things that I'm really passionate about, I'm really into. They are locked in like a vault, baby. They're locked down. And Mr. Man's mind is a vault locked down. The system upon system, plays against plays, strategy against strategy. Like his story was real estate. He wanted to get into real estate, and he got a mentor, which I was totally going to ask him that. I was going to ask him if he's been thinking about taking on some mentorships, but he's so busy.
I'll tell you this, guys. If you're not, I put the link to his Patreon in the group. He has slowed down on making regular videos and stuff. If you did join his group, you will understand the amount of information that he gives you. It is incredible. Like you almost can't consume it all. It's so much. And then if you go into his his private group town halls, he has guests come on. You're in there. You're able to ask questions, and it's just a real personable information sharing with you. And like I said, yes, can you look all this stuff up yourself? Absolutely, you can. But
no, I can't.
I mean, somebody to actually not only look up the information for you, provide the links so you can validate that they're sourced and accurate, and then help you understand what it means, the significance of these things. You don't get that. I mean, he's giving them of himself, like immensely, like that, like I'm just saying. So, and not only that, you know, he's just a fantastic person that I'm proud to call my friend. And I'm proud to call all you guys our friends too. 254 of you on the Dipato show. We're celebrating this evening 1,000 plus subscribers. And again, I have to give the shout out to all of you that have been here since day one, and to Uncle Buster and Berserker and all of the guys over at the boardroom and coffee time, for believing in us and, you know, taking some time out of their show to promote the Dipato show. Also, 68J, Crypto for Life. He's been our brother since day one, always shouting us out in his live streams, always encouraging people to follow Dipato show.
Another
we
guy
can't
that
think
has
of
a heart
enough.
of gold.
Stone, Coffee
too.
Crypto in the morning, every day, telling people. Amanda,
Kita,
Optimistic Friend,
Opti,
Kita, Lady K, all of you people.
Brooke's been there. Lady
We
K.
shouldn't even, it's hard to even start naming them because there are so many.
I can name them. Go back to our channel here on the Dipato
Right.
show and go look up all the videos, because most of them have been on. You know, like Steak and Bake that hasn't been on.
Oh, this guy right here.
What guy?
Florida Man Landscaping. Guys,
Yep.
He's coming on the show soon. And we're not going to talk about it yet. But there's some really big stuff. You know,
sorry.
Steak and Bake and TrueFi. We're going to have those guys come on. The Staple Crew.
Yeah,
oh my
much
gosh.
love to the Staple Crew. Probably the first wave came from the Staple Crew, in my opinion.
They've been
Alan
supportive.
and Brent, man.
Yep.
Our Texas homies.
All of our Texas, we got a lot of lovely people. I was telling, I think somebody we know is going to Texas here pretty quick, and I'm like, man, everybody's in Texas. You know, all the cools are in Texas. I'm like, I want to go to Texas too. But yeah, it's been an awesome journey to get to this point. We really look forward to growing with all of you. Super excited. I see Niall in the house. We're streaming live on IMUTV. You guys, if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. Go to imutv.tv and then live streaming. And when you see the live streaming, or it says like watch live, there's a web 1 and a web 2 and a web 3. If you go to the web 3, you're going to be able to see whatever is streaming live on IMUTV. And right now, Dipato show is streaming live at our regular scheduled time, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from 8 to 10. The new show, Digital Ladies Unscripted, on Monday nights, goes live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see. Yep. So that's Go Cheese. So when you get to where it says watch live, watch our
live streams.
Maybe it is watch now. Maybe it is watch live right there. If you click on the watch live down where you were, where it said watch our live stream, play that, and then it should come up with on the left. Yep, IMTU TV, and then Web 3 on the right. See the one right above it. Right there. Click that. That should be the Web 3. And it will it. Yes, it will. It takes a minute. It takes a second for it to populate.
Loading.
Now, wait, who is it? Is it on there yet? I don't know.
We're there.
You might not be in the right. Oh, there we are, guys.
That's us.
Okay. So anyway, guys,
we're there, bro.
So this is what I want to say. 68J, his show goes live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. He's currently streaming live on IMUTV Web 3. And then I think he has a show on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. there's a whole bunch of shows. I think Uncle Buster and Berserker are going to be on there soon with Coffee Time or the Boardroom or one of those. Alan Staple and the Staple Crew are going to be going live, or they already are live. I'm not sure what the scheduling is on that. And anyway, what I'm trying to tell you guys is our shows are going out into 28 countries, 29 countries, or whatever. It's like, I don't even
20
care.
something countries.
20 plus a plethora of countries.
A plethora.
Which means like it's so awesome that we're yeah, I am UTV as a beast. And they're working their tails off. They're working their tails off. You know, Niall in the background, working on the layouts and just all kinds of stuff in the background with this. He's helped the Dipato show tremendously, given some guidance and that. And, you know, we're super, super thankful of that.
100%.
We'll be 30 plus next week. Huh?
Nice.
Did you see that?
Well,
Guys, and when Apple TV goes live, that is going to take it to a whole nother level. Because now, you know how many people, like right now, it's like you stream on the web, right? Well, maybe people will find you. You stream on YouTube, maybe people will find you. You stream on crypto, Twitter, or Facebook, or whatever. People are finding. But if you get on Apple TV, how many times do you like search around those apps for like just abstract stuff? I do. I want to see what's on there. I was doing it the other day. Like, what is offered on Apple TV? There's like karaoke TV. There's all kinds of sweet stuff that I didn't even know was available on Apple TV. And soon will be IMU TV. And that means us. And that means you guys, everybody that watches this, that participates in the chat, you're going to get shout outs. All of the people that are brave enough to come on the Dipato show or now Digital Ladies Unscripted, you know, this is just, it's mind-blowing and exciting. And, you know, IMU TV brings it to homes everywhere.
Did you tell anybody about the thing? About the thing? Did you tell them about the thing?
Which thing? The
thing that you and I talked about. You know, you got the Monday night thing, and me maybe doing another thing on the same thing. You know the thing. Did you? I'm just asking if you told. Okay.
I told no one. I said no one. We are quitting this show in like 2 minutes.
No, we gotta do less. We gotta do less. We gotta do less. Because Niall's got to roll. Niall in the future has to roll credits for this show, right? So we got to be respectful of Niall over there. So actually, I think we should just do it now. Lloyd, we'll answer your question later. We would love everybody to come by the YouTube channel, watch it there. We love the comment sections. Those that are on X, come by the YouTube. But look, give IMU TV some love over there. Watch that stuff. I mean, be a part of history. Check out the show. Do both.
We gotta watch it. You guys gotta watch it. And
do both, baby. Do both.
What I forgot to do is, and I please don't.
You got 30 seconds.
I'm posting the link to the After Dark space. Starts at 10:10 on YouTube or on X. Please join us over there. I just dropped it in the link. We love you guys. We're leaving. We'll see you later. Love you. Bye.
Bye.